Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to
What's going
another
on?
Escapement Show. Yeah. And
everybody.
as JCB
How are we,
said,
boys?
what's going on? And we got
Going
Abdul R
on.
Watches, Abdul R Watches below.
Hi, everyone.
Good-
Hope everyone is
Good
doing
to
fine
see
today.
you all, guys. It's been a fortnight since we last got together, and it's great to see you all again.
Yeah.
How
Yeah,
you been?
yeah.
Good to see you guys. All good, all good. How are you guys?
Yeah, doing good, thanks.
Yeah, good.
We got a new addition to the group. Jonathan, how you doing? Jonathan,
Hey, guys.
JQH.
Hi, Jonathan.
How you, my friend?
I'm doing
Good
good.
to see
How are you guys?
All good,
And
all
just
good.
like-
Very
just
well,
like
very
to say,
well.
Morning, Kevin Hawthorne. You're a stalwart viewer, and I don't know how you do it getting up in Lakeland, Florida this time. You must be
Morning, Kevin.
Must be up early with the kids. Very, very good of you to watch a show. Very good,
Slamming
friend.
slam that American coffee down. That's,
Yeah, get some food, but it must be beautiful
water
weather.
is-
You can see we got some good weather in the UK for once, and it must be lovely weather in Lakeland, Florida. So, yeah, JCB, you wanted to start off with some things that you caught your eye, something a roundup of a couple of things that you've seen this week.
Yeah. Maybe before we do that, Thomas, what's the theme of today's show? What are we up to for the viewers?
Yeah, the thumbnail says watches at different price points, and Abdul had brought up a really good idea to choose some different watches and different price points. And
Good to see Russell
just
joining us in the
say
chat.
hi, Russell. Good
Hey,
to see you, Russell. It's our friend.
Yep.
And Gents and John. That's not very nice.
Shots fired already.
Shots fired. Yeah, Abdul
like
brought
it.
a
I
really
like your
good
style,
idea. And to bring up watches from different price points. And I said to him, what currency should we go for? And he actually said American dollars, United States dollars. So we're doing this in United States dollars, and we're picking a watch under $1,000, one from under $5,000, one from under $10,000, one from under $30,000, one from under $50,000, and one unlimited value. So one each. So
Thomas,
each
I have a
gonna be picking
question.
one.
Being the overly correct German, always sticking to the rules, is cheating allowed?
Yeah, you can go. Abdul's already broken the rule. Abdul's already broken the rule. He's gone over a little bit. He's already gone over a little bit.
I tried to balance it out, so I took a couple of watches were maybe $500 or so more, and then I took a couple of watches were a little bit less. So
I hate that topic that you brought up because I'm always a little bit over the limit, and but those watches are so good. I have to cheat a lot.
Well, being an attorney, Jonathan, I stick by the rules. I live by the rules every day. So all of my pieces come in under the limit.
God, I'm not an attorney. So.
Yeah. I wish I could say that too. Yeah, cool. So good. We've got good topic, Thomas and Abdul. I think it's a good one. It's a fun one. We've got a few watches to get through, so it'll be good fun. Before we do that, I just thought we'd just have a look at some stuff of interest during the week that popped up before we do that. Well, something that's sort of interesting to me, particularly given one of my picks, sort of giving away a little bit here, but let's have a look. This was on Hodinkee. They mentioned there was a couple of Paul Newman's Daytonas coming up for auction. So I think his daughter has pulled some watches out of the vault and is bringing them out to the auction circuit. So we have here a beautiful white gold. Oh, hey, Kabir.
Hi, Kabir.
We got a beautiful white gold Daytona there. You can see that's on the left with the black strap. I just absolutely love that watch. And then on the right there, we've got the Zenith Daytona with the white dial. So a couple of pieces from from the man himself.
Yeah, well, one
his
of these
collection.
one of these his team won at the Daytona race, didn't they?
Yeah, that's right. I think this one here was the one was given to the team for winning some sort of Daytona race. This one, this white one here, the black. This look at this watch, just absolutely beautiful.
So nice.
It's just so good. Why I actually didn't know that they did a white gold with this black dial configuration. Just looking at that, it's just absolutely amazing.
These are coming up for auction next week, aren't they? Next Friday. Next Friday, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Yeah, I wasn't sure. Thank you.
Does anybody know how many watches did Paul Newman had? Because if I remember, I heard the auction of Paul Newman's watches a lot.
Really?
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know, Abdul. I reckon that they are just pulling stuff out of the vault when they need to get some cash flow going. I reckon he's got a ton of stuff that they're sitting on. I reckon he'd have quite a few Rolexes, quite a few. There's probably even a few more Paul Newmans that are floating around in the back in the vault somewhere. I reckon. I could be wrong, but I think.
Is it possible that a random guy called Paul Newman can also sell his collection?
Riding the wave.
yeah, probably, Jonathan. Yeah. This one
Here's
was
the inscription.
An inscription on the back, doesn't it? It says drive safely or drive very
slowly. Yeah,
Joanne.
Drive very slowly, Joanne. And
I think on the Paul Newman, I think it said something like drive slowly, me. Something like that. It had an inscription as well. So I think they're sort of thinking probably these will go for around the $1 million mark, something like that. Each. So wouldn't surprise me at all. So that was thought that was sort of interesting. The Newman Daytona's coming up. What else? This is just a cool article I found. Again, it was on Hodinkee. If you're into Patek grand complications and perpetual calendar, perpetual chronographs, we call them. So it's a Patek's grand complication with a perpetual calendar and a chronograph. There's a cool article on the 5970. This is probably my favorite Patek of all time. And if this watch was still in production, I would have picked it as my sort of ultimate, unlimited piece. I just think it's just a fantastic watch in the Grand Comp catalog. It's the watch that was replaced by the 5270. So the current model perpetual chronograph. This is the predecessor. Shortest run as well of all of the perpetual chronographs. I think it was only about a 4 or 5 year run. And last of the Lamania based Patek calibers before they switched to the in-house perpetual chronograph caliber in the 5270. So if you're into that, this is a really cool article. It just sort of goes into a bit of that history, talks about the watches, the different metals and, things like production numbers, all that sort of stuff. So cool little history. If you're into that, check it out. And then the other thing I thought was cool was the Monaco, the Tag Heuer Monaco skeleton, because we were talking about skeletons on our last show. And then like 2 days later, Tag drops the skeleton Monaco, which I thought was really cool. Yeah, and this monochrome article, if anyone's interested, it's pretty cool because they show the actual live pics of the watch. A lot of the articles just show the renders still, whereas this one, you can see what the watch actually looks like a lot better than a lot of the other articles. So I thought this is pretty cool. I think it's a pretty cool little watch. My only issue with the Monaco has always been the size of the watch. It's like 39 mil. But it's like 14.7 thick or something. So when you do the math, when you multiply those numbers, you end up with a big hunk of metal on your wrists. So it's it's always been a really big watch. I just wish they would if they slimmed it down a little bit into the sort of the 13 mil type of height, I think it would be a much better piece. But that's probably my only issue with the Monaco. Besides that, I think it's a pretty cool piece.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I wish they shrinked it, like from both sides and from thickness.
From the top, so yeah.
Yeah, Max Verstappen was wearing one on the last Grand Prix afterwards, and it looked really nice on his wrist. But still, I think on like my wrist or medium-sized wrist, it will just be too big.
Yeah, I tried to. My wife wanted to buy me one actually as a wedding present. She was like, this is way back in the day. She loved the look of the watch, and we went to try it on, and we were just both like, no, it's just too big. It's just it's a big piece. So
Yeah,
we were,
big clunky.
yeah, we had to look elsewhere. But I think maybe this black PVD one or whatever it is, DLC coded one, it might shrink the visual size down a little bit, maybe. I don't know.
Have you got a question, Jonathan?
I agree that it's too. It looks too big, and to be honest, I like that round Carrera with the carbon fiber case much better. It's more expensive, but I like that Carrera a lot, and I would not spend the money on this one.
Yeah, I reckon. Oh, JQH. Before we jump into the show, I've got to show you something as well. Where are we? Sorry, give me one sec. We're here. You probably all over this, but here we go. We've got a new Porsche design watch. I was thinking of you when I saw this one. So yeah, this is I don't know. I'm not too sure what the difference is between this one and the old one or whatever, but new.
I can tell you the difference in short. The problem is with all those later re-editions, they have the modern PD logo, Porsche design logo, which doesn't look like the old one. They also have that chronometer certified printed logo on the dial, which I don't like. What is nice is the case back, because the case back is open and the rotor looks like an old Fuchs,
like a Fuchs wheel,
rim.
yeah.
Yes, so that's a nice touch. I'm totally happy with my watch because it's a dedicated replica or re-edition of the old one. And I'm not going crazy and buy another one and another one.
The PD logo is quite squared off, isn't it? Rather than being rounded like the old one.
Exactly. The old one was that swinging 60s, 70s look. And that used to be a very round thing,
Was that a Bund strap that the guys of Hodinkee had the watch on? Because they had a picture of the movement, like supposedly, but it was just a strap, right?
No, it's a NATO. I can show you how the rotor looks like. For some reason, the Hodinkee guys they hit the rotor, and I don't know why.
It's crazy.
My theory is that they are still working on the rotor and asked Hodinkee not to show it. So that is my working theory.
Okay.
But, because they have like two shots of the backside, and
it's crazy. Or probably they just screwed it up and forwarded the wrong picture. I'm in the background, and I can show you how the case back looks like with the rim. Thomas, can you?
You're not a fan of this one, Jonathan.
Oh, 1 second. No, I have to go to presentation mode. I'm a fan, but I'm not a fan. So people have been approaching me. Are you getting this? Are you getting this? And I said, no. I have my fix. I don't need that. So that is how the case looks.
It's like a wheel. It's like a wheel, isn't it?
Yeah,
that is sick, man.
That's nice.
I love it. Nice. That's so good. It's so good. Yeah, that's really cool.
That looks really nice. Yeah, it's like a sort of engine turbine.
Well, it's like those 70s rims.
Yeah.
They have. Yeah.
Morning, cool. Bobby. Good to see you, my friend.
My working theory is that although Porsche design is now part of the Porsche group, so it is Porsche who do those watches. I think the Porsche car company doesn't want the Porsche car logo on this on those watches. So I'm afraid that this beautiful logo will disappear when the watches really hit the market. That is my amateur theory. I hope that I'm wrong because it looks gorgeous.
And Kabir is just saying about back to the tag. Kabir is just saying he likes the direction the tag are headed in. Respecting their legacy and keeping the ones off by Hublot within the LVMH fold.
Yeah, it's absolutely right. Yeah, I got a great point. The chronograph, the Panda one, the blue one, and the tag, the three really good watches after each other. And when I went to the boutique last time from the 1st of May in Venice, and the people were really nice. I tried them on. I tried the chronograph. I tried the Monaco one. Not this one, the normal one, just to see how it looks. And they're really cool. And they said, this one is sold out. The Mari one is sold out. This one, I was like, wow, that's new. Yeah.
Yeah, that glass box chronograph is really nice.
Did you have anything else to bring up, JCB?
That's it.
Right. Okay, let's crack on. So we got Abdul's picks first, and let's see what he's got to offer us.
Should we do, to make it more lively? Should we make a round circle of the watches below 1,000, then below 3,000? So not that someone is presenting for an hour.
Well, that's going to mess up how I've laid it out.
Okay.
Can you?
Sorry about that.
Can you click different tabs or something, or no?
Okay then.
Give it a go. Say how you go. Say how you go.
Try it out.
Okay then. We'll do that. It's gonna mess it up a bit, but we'll do that.
Come on, you're not having those sweat pearls. You don't have those sweat pearls now on your forehead. So we're doing our best to get you going there.
Right. So okay then. So we'll go with that. We'll go with. Do you want to go first, JCB?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's do it.
I'll go with Abdul's pick first. I've got that lined up.
Cool.
Abdul's pick. The Zin under 5,000. This retails for 1,100 euros, which goes slightly over budget. Yeah, that comes in at
exactly
$1,180 on a leather strap, and that's not on the bracelet. But this is a Saturnine stainless steel case, red secondhand, exhibition case back, 200 meters water resistance, and using a Sellita SW200. Do you want to tell us a bit more about this choice, Abdul?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the black and red combination, and I thought, okay, if I'm choosing one watch for 1,000, which would be most probably my daily or my watch that I go on the weekend swimming or do something on the car or whatever, this would be it. And I thought, for me, Zin is one of these brands that offer great value for money. You have a rugged watch, a good water resistance, highly adaptable to anything. So I thought this one just looked really nice. And that was basically my way of thinking, to look at the cheapest watch I could find, the Zin catalog, that looked appealing to me as well.
Yeah, and the 556 is a classic pilot style navigation instrument layout, isn't it? I really like it.
Yeah, great loom.
Quick hello to this. How are you doing, this? And hi to Mason One.
Mason,
how you doing, my friend?
Fellas.
Now.
Good to see.
So yeah, sorry, Abdul.
No, I just that was all about this watch from my side.
Have you anything to say about it, Jonathan?
What do you mean? My pick or any comments?
No, any comments on this one?
Well, Zin is a safe choice and good quality for the money, certainly. I was thinking about adding a Seiko, that 143 watch. That is well known with the metal bracelet, but I chose to go into a different direction. But that is a choice where you can't be wrong. and certainly a very solid choice. And also a German brand, so you
exactly
you can't make any mistakes with that.
Yeah, I wanted to put in a Zin as well, but I couldn't find anything in the price
Thomas,
range.
Apologies, Thomas. Can you please ban Russell 996 for trolling?
Are you going with the Christopher 12? Hey, well, I don't think you can get. Oh, yeah, you can get that for under $1,000, I think. Yeah. But hey,
we should have a look at that watch one day. It's a sort of interesting little piece.
You didn't like that comment, did you, Jonathan?
You know, Russell is a very good friend of mine, and we are always doing those stupid kind of things. Now that I'm on the show, I have the edge. So unless Russell super chats 50 pounds or something, I'm having the higher hand at the moment. So I enjoy that very much, because usually he picks the nicer watches.
Right, so move on to my pick then, for under $1,000, and let's see, where is it? Here we go. I went for glycine.
Cool.
I like glycine, and you know, originating in 1953 with the first watch to introduce multiple time zones as a GMT. I mean, this one's not a GMT. I couldn't find a GMT on this website. This is an American shop called Ashford, where I actually bought the glycine I'm wearing. And yeah, Rolex seemed to copy this design for the Explorer 2, I feel. And this is the non-GMT purist version, because I couldn't find the GMT version on the Ashford website. And now I'm buying Victor, I believe. That didn't put me off, really, because I feel that I like their heritage as a brand, and the inventing the GMT format is inspiring, and with the Explorer 2 connection as well. They're very popular with soldiers in Vietnam as well. And the 24-hour dial is quirky. I've picked a lot of quirky dials and time reading techniques. So if you see on this one, this is called the Chief, which is after the original glycine M that came out, but it's a non-GMT one. You can get a GMT one for €850, and I would pick a GMT one if it was on this website, but I couldn't find the GMT version. But I really like this glycine and the Milanese strap especially.
So what's the do you know what the second crown is for there, Thomas? So you can see it's got two crowns there.
It's for locking. It's a locking system for yeah,
for the bezel, right?
For the bezel, maybe.
So I think maybe you move your 24 hours bezel when you're traveling, so you have, let's say, your home time or something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
And
cool.
Mason saying under $100 you go for Hamilton Khaki Field.
Good choice as well.
Yep.
I like this glycine a lot. It looks really nice.
Hi Turkey, great to see you, my friend. So that's
cool.
That's my pick.
Nice one.
So we'll go to JCB's pick, and there'll be no surprise in what genre of watch he's going for.
Yeah, so I took a bit of a not a different spin, but I thought, fuck it, I'm just gonna go all chronographs for every category, just for all the chronograph fans out there. I'm gonna pick what I think for me are the best chronographs for the money for each of the categories, right? So this one here, we've got the Seiko Prospex Speed Timer Solar Quartz watch. Okay, so this is a quartz Seiko chronograph. I think under $1,000 USD. Obviously, mechanical chronographs are not really an option. You're looking at quartz chronographs, and to me, this feels like probably the sort of the best piece that's around at the price at the moment. This is just a really cool watch. 39 mil. You're getting a sapphire crystal, 100-meter water resistance. It's got the Seiko Caliber V192 solar quartz movement, which is accurate to plus or minus 15 seconds per month. So you're getting a really cool movement there. Yeah, when the battery's charged up, you get 6 months of power
Autonomy.
reserve. Yeah, so you're getting a really if once you're full charge, 6 months, man, you're set to go. So, and this one comes in a whole range of colors and variations as well. You can get a black dial, you can get a blue one, you can get Floodland. We're gonna actually just hold my beer in a second. We'll talk about Mecha Quartz in a minute. So this is I really like this piece. I think at the price point, it's pretty hard to beat, and it's way under $1,000 USD. I think you can get it's way under. You can get them from about 600 Aussie at the moment on sale on a couple of websites. So that's into the sort of, I don't know, for 400 US sort of mark. So what I thought I'd do is I'm going to throw in for that. For the under 1,000. I'm going to give you 2 more chronographs that you can get as well, right? So Thomas, if you just really quickly, I'll share my screen with you just super quick. I'll show you these 2 other watches that you can get. So I'm giving you 3 watches under 1,000 USD. Okay.
Oh.
So I'm giving you 3.
Controversial.
Yeah. I'm giving you total 3. So this is the Timex Q chronograph. This is about 400 Aussie. So in USD, that's about 300 or something like that. Another quartz one. And look at that. You see that's giving you those Rolex 6263 vibes, which is a really cool thing for, fuck all money. So that's the first one. And then second, I'm going to throw at you this guy here. This is Mecha Quartz. How much do you reckon this one is, Abdul? Just looking at it, what would you think?
$500?
220 Aussie you can get this for. Okay.
Wow.
And the cool thing about this one is this is JDM. These are JDM Seikos. You can't. They're sort of reserved for the Japanese market. Mecha Quartz. So have a look at this range. I reckon this is the best value going around at the moment in chronographs. Super cheap, but you're getting quality piece. Mecha Quartz movement from Seiko, and look at that. You're getting those. What the hell was that?
That was me. That was me.
Look at that. You're getting those real Daytona vibes with the subdials and the bezel as well. So this is the SBTR 021 series. So you have a look at this. The guy from Average Brothers, he's done a couple of cool videos on the different variations of this watch. So they're my 3 picks, and you could get all of those watches if you shop smartly for under 1,000 USD.
I thought you were going to mention the Orient one, because that's the one most resembling the extreme opposite from the Seiko, but looks really, really good as well. They released one which has the same, let's say, look like a diver, but with a reverse bender chronograph.
I pasted
check it out. The link in the chat. Yeah.
So of course you are wrong with your choices of the chronographs, JCB. Respectively. There is a company. I'm trying to find the name. There is a young company that makes Patek 96 inspired watches, and they have a beautiful chronograph. I think that is around 1,000. It is Studio something or
Studio Underdog.
No, it's not Studio Underdog.
No, okay.
That is another alternative, but Mari or something.
Furlan Murray, yeah, Furlan
Yes,
Murray.
Furlan Murray,
yeah.
I would prefer their chronographs over any chronograph that you just showed, to be honest.
Yeah, they look really nice,
Yeah, I mean, Studio Underdog.
Fair, good on you, Jonathan.
I really like Studio Underdog because they're £500, so they're well under $1,000.
Yeah, Studio Underdog is mechanical chronographs, which is also nice.
Seagull movements.
The Seagull ones,
exactly. No, but my pick is something totally different. So
go on, here's with it, Jonathan.
I have picked only dress watches, not a single metal bracelet watch is in my pick. And I challenge everyone here on the panel. Actually, if I was betting if I was a betting man, I would put out $1,000 bet that nobody, with the exception of Russ, who knows me just like my brother, so that anyone will be able to guess my pick around the $1,000 mark. But you guys have a choice, and I promise you are all wrong.
Well, Longines is too expensive.
It's too obvious.
Yeah.
Not a Tissot.
There's a couple of Tissot's, isn't there?
Cheap.
Tissot I would have guessed a Tissot, actually.
Yeah, Tissot would have been something, but then I just remembered something. No, but I'm not going to tease you for too long.
Yeah, here's with it, Jonathan. Go on.
So I'm sharing you a screen, and before I'm saying that, how does that sound? A mechanical dress watch with a custom-made case with a manufacturer.
You're not sharing your screen at the moment.
Yeah, I know, because I want to tease you guys. You know? we have a manual movement with a 3/4 plate with 4 chatons, heat-blued screws, and a regulator with a swan neck spring.
Wow.
How does that sound? For around 1,000.
Very good.
Baltic?
No. I'm going to share it right now. Baltic will not be around the 1,000 mark.
Right.
So Thomas, please.
Russell says.
Yes, Russell is correct. I can't believe it. Can you share the screen?
Okay, here we go.
So that is a watch called Celadon Maison, and that is done by my good friend Benjamin Chi. Yes, and Benjamin showed this particular watch over a year ago on the Swiss and John show, and I was blown away by this watch. Wow. Have a look at those lugs. Those are similar lugs, just like my world timer, like my Celestial Voyager.
Concave lugs.
Yeah, it is his design for $1,280 everything included.
Really, that cheap?
Yes.
Wow.
Have a look at the movement. 1 second. Where is it? Oh, no, I think now I clicked off the. Hey, I'm clicking off all the images. Come on.
The dial's gorgeous.
Yeah, the dial is gorgeous. It is an oil stamped dial with this beautiful pattern, and the watch is absolutely gorgeous. And I had to order it. It's just mind blowing. It's made in China by a China. Let me check.
Yeah, the movement looks like an A. Sohn.
Yes, 3/4 plate.
Yeah, that looks really cool.
So let me just show you. So those are the watches. He makes various colors in various printings. This is the peacock that I'm not too keen of, but it's also a gorgeous piece. 1 second, let me pull that up. So with a peacock pattern, he also does it.
Really pretty. Yeah, that's really nice.
And let me just show you the picture again.
Yeah, that's
the movement.
That's really cool.
Wow,
it's just amazing. And I'm not plugging this because I'm really convinced if you're looking for something very different but totally unique and absolutely gorgeous, this is the way that you should go.
Blimey. What an interesting pick, Jonathan.
Really cool.
Really, really cool. Yeah, really, really nice.
And he makes different dial variations.
I love the peacock dial. That's lovely.
1 second. I'm going to show you the overviews. So different colors, different patterns.
Yeah.
All the same case and similar, and the same movement.
Yeah,
and it says on the engraving, it says "Made in China with pride," and that is what Ben is doing. So when I first talked with Ben, he told me that Chinese watches are standing for mass-produced, cheap.
Yeah.
And his mission is to bring out the Chinese artisans who do amazing stuff that are not known to the West. And that is one of his missions. And you see that he's really serious about that.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that there's a lot of snobbery against Chinese watches.
Yes.
You know, and the people think it's they just knock out homage designs, and you know, there's just Chinese watches. They're nonsense. They're rubbish. But there's stuff coming out of China which is decent. You know, they're starting to establish themselves, and there's some. I mean, probably 60% of the parts that that come out of the put into watches under £3,000 or $3,000 come out of China.
Yeah,
you know. So I mean, I don't know why there's so much snobbery. You know, they're going to major brands. You know,
snobbery is never good. Talk to the Swiss and with their chronometry competition and how Seiko wiped the floor with them. So snobbery is not a good advisor. Never.
Yeah.
Russ makes a good comment.
Made in China with pride is what Ben told you. Really? Who needs a Langer? Well, I'm not saying that Swiss watchmaking is bad at all. I mean, but I'm just putting an opinion out there, you know. We all need a Langer. I need a Langer.
I don't want to make turn this into a commercial for Benjamin Chi, but I think that Celadon Maison line is really incredible.
Yeah,
that's
really
fascinating,
nice.
Jonathan. Yeah. Okay, so we move to the under $5,000 bracket.
No, 3,000.
5,000.
Oh, you sent me a message under 3,000. So
no, under 5,000, under 1,000, under 5,000, under 10,000, under 30,000.
Your message said under 3,000 as well.
Oh, I'm sorry. So
No, I'm wrong. 30,000. So I should put on my glasses. I apologize. Okay, under 5,000.
Right. So Abdul's under 5,000 pick. And this is a great pick.
We had two options, and
two options, but I chose one of them, Abdul. I'm sorry about that.
Exactly,
the Anodain Model 1 blue Fume dial, and the green Fume dial is currently on the website at $3,338 plus VAT, which is 38 millimeters if using the Lita SW 210. And the Lejeune Parade G100 movement takes it to $3,724. A vitreous enamel dial on silver, which goes through 7 stages to make, from enameling through to heat treating and printing. It's an amazing way of obtaining such a well-finished enamel dial on such a cheap price point. 50 meters water resistant. Outside of Switzerland and Japan, there's one of the only watchmakers doing in-house enameling in the east end of Glasgow, and they're beautiful watches. I mean, just look at that dial. I mean, just amazing. Tell us more about it, Abdul.
Yeah, I chose this one because you tend to get some regrets when you're buying some watches, and I did get an order in from like 2 years ago for an Ordain, the Model 1, the medium, and I wanted to get the Fume dial, but I was thinking about it. Yeah, if I get the Le Jouperet movement, the Fume dial, it will cost me like almost 1,000 euros more than the normal one. And I thought, yeah, I'll just get the normal one. The normal one is awesome. I really like it. I have the teal one, Model 1. But after just seeing this in the flesh with one of my friends here, I was like, oh man, I should have just put the 1,000 euros more and got the Fume dial and the Le Jouperet movement. So that's why I chose it here. I had the other choice that I think you have it in your list, Tom, and that's the watch I'm getting next, hopefully by end of this month. So yeah, that was my two choices that we just synced on them, that you had them as well, and so I chose this one.
Well, the SW210 is the hand-wound movement, isn't it? And the Le Jouperet G100 is the automatic movement.
Exactly.
So, yeah. But beautiful choice, Abdul. I mean, I could stare at that dial for ages. It's just gorgeous.
Yeah.
I think it's a really, really nice dial. So under $5,000, I mean, for $3,338, I mean, absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, the only downside by an Ordain is the wait time, because you have to wait a lot.
I mean, I put my name down on the. I registered my interest the other week, and I've just hadn't had an email back from them at all. I've had no reply, and they make 500 watches a year, and they 2 years wait list. You're talking for one of these, yeah. So okay. My choice, which Abdul is waiting for, and I wish I could say I was waiting for, but I didn't. I'll say I wasn't lucky enough to win the raffle. So that gives you a little insight into what it is. Is the Mad Red One by MB&F's Max Booser. And just get to
nice.
Yeah, I mean, look at that cylindrical drum. The Mad Red One. It's a self-winding inverted and modified Miyota movement selected for its unidirectional winding, wound by a triple blade winding rotor in titanium and tungsten, which is the main attraction on the top, especially when loomed, as you can see like now. 60 hours power reserve. It's 42 millimeters by 18.8 thick, which is a pretty thick watch. 30 meters water resistant. Released in March 22, it was a response to fans who emailed the company after the original blue release in 2021. After confirming those priority orders, the remaining pieces were allocated to a raffle open to anyone over 2 weeks in March and April 2022. During those 2 weeks, over 20,000 people applied, and the raffle was only to win a chance to buy one. It was repeated in 2023 when Abdul won, and he's got one on the way, and I'm really jealous. And yeah, and it cost 3,125 Swiss francs. That's including VAT. So that's $3,457. So it's well under the $5,000 budget. But what a watch! I mean, absolutely stunning. Yeah, if you just look, oh no, that's the Evo. But just look at it. It's just a great watch. Tell the time by the drum. Look at it on wrist.
Oof. You'd hate to walk through a doorway with that thing on.
Yeah. This is a watch for not wearing indoors.
Yeah.
Possibility me just hitting a table or a door or something like that is very high.
You just look at a door and the thing gets knocked.
Yeah.
And Russell saying his Mad One Blue just arrived. He's not a fan, I'm afraid. Oh, really, Russell? You lucky thing. You got one, but you don't like it.
Yeah, he got one because he bought that ugly green MB&F legacy machine, which is so appalling that I refuse to show.
The Moser MB&F collaboration. Yeah. Oh, I think it's a cracking watch, but yeah,
it's totally different, right? It's just something different, like pure fun watch.
Yeah, and to get a piece of MB&F for $3.5 grand or whatever, that in itself is really cool, because the normal entry ticket into MB&F is like whatever 100 grand or something, right?
Yeah.
By the way, shameless plug, I will be on Archie on Sunday night, Monday morning, and we will be talking about Max Bisser.
Nice. and Ferdinand Berthoud, another of my favorite brands. Yeah, so tune into that Sunday night show with Jonathan on Archie's channel. So it's been a great show. So very informative, proper watch talk. So we'll move on to JCB's pick.
What have we got? Oh, this is going to look fairly pedestrian next to the MB&F. Hard to follow that one up.
Well, it's an interesting one. And
it's
very JCB. This is
definitely.
The Brinding Aerospace Evo Night Mission. It's 43mm titanium case, Volcano black dial, Diver Pro 3 rubber strap with tang buckle, non-screw lock crown with an integrated push piece, and an Anadigi with 2 digital readouts. I think it's a really nice watch. I know someone who's got a Brinding Aerospace, and absolutely love it.
Yeah, I think aerospace has sort of got icon status now. I feel like it's sort of in the, it's been around for a long time. I think originally maybe 1985 or thereabouts was the first one released. So we've sort of got the current iteration now with the aerospace Evo, titanium, and this one's the blacked out DLC version. Obviously, it's a different twist on a chronograph. I've gone for a bit of a left of field chronograph. You wouldn't normally think of an Anadigi watch as being a chronograph. And again, it's a pretty expensive quartz watch. I get it, fair enough. But I sort of feel like the chronographs in that price range, you're sort of looking at Longines and that sort of stuff. I think, fine, you can go with something mechanical, but this one's just something different. This is a chrono. This is just a watch that you wear when you got balls and you just don't give a fuck what anyone else has to say. You like it, you get it, and obviously you get it second hand on the used market. You don't pay the sticker price.
I couldn't find it new anywhere on the English Breitling website, but I saw you posted it on the Australian one for 6,990 Aussie dollars, which translates to 4,595 American dollars. So it comes just under budget.
Yeah, under budget. I think you could probably pick one up. I've seen like the full titanium one with the bracelet, black dial. I think someone was selling one recently on a forum for around 4 Aussie from memory. So that's like, you know, maybe about $3 US. You could sort of get them on the used sort of circuit, but sticker price here coming in under 5K US. Just think it's a cool, interesting little sort of still an icon and something interesting to have a look at.
Great choice. I love it.
Yeah, you really could wear it every day and not get bored of it.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of black type watches as well myself, and I think on the rubber strap it makes it more sporty as well. More.
Yeah, I think I'll try and find if one pops up on a forum somewhere for cheap, I'll just grab it. I think if I could get one around the $3,000 sort of mark, that's not too bad. I think the size, people might balk at the size. So this is a 43 mil, and the lug to lug is about 52. But the cool thing about this is it's super thin. It's only about 10.8 mil thick. So it's not like you've got a big piece of 43 mil titanium on your wrist. It will feel a lot smaller. It'll probably wear more like a 42, maybe even a 41, 41.5, that sort of feel, because it's so thin. You're getting the benefit of the quartz movement there.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. As I say, I know somebody who's got one. He loves it just because it is quartz and it's reliable. You know, you can just pick it up and not have to worry about having to set it, or it's still running. You know, and it's
yeah, it's got some cool functions too. So you get, you know, 1/100th of a second chronograph, countdown timer, sort of second time zone as well. You know, alarm, and I think you can even put like an audible. It's like a minute repeater type of function on there, so that you can hear the chiming out of the time as well. And obviously, it's got date and calendar. So, you know, very functional piece, I reckon. Pretty little cool watch, that one.
Right. Okay, Jonathan, surprises.
I'm not sure which watch Abdul just showed. I was grabbing something to drink, so I missed out on that.
Anodyne Model 1.
Okay. So Abdul went into the same direction, just like I've been, but I went to a slightly different path. And this is credit to my friend Swiss, who pointed out this company. And as you all are aware of, dials are 90% of the appearance of a certain watch.
Yeah, the aesthetic.
And there is a company called Lundi Bleu in Switzerland, and they make all kind of crazy dials on a standard watch case with standard hands. So, for example, they have a blue enamel dial here for 3,000 Swiss francs.
Wow, really cool. Yeah.
They have this tiger eye dial for around 3,000 Swiss francs.
So someone else doing enamel dials for a good price.
Yeah,
I mean,
they even have a meteorite for 3,600.
Wow,
that's awesome.
So I mean, you normally get when people mention enamel, they usually think Breguet or Patek or.
Have a look at this. This is a natural stone.
Wow. But there are brands now that are doing their own enameling in house.
Yeah.
This
is a hand engraved dial.
Wow.
That looks really cool. I think they had even a mirror dial, right? They had this ghost mirror dial, right?
They do everything. This is a cloisonné dial here.
Wow.
You joking? Cloisonné for that price?
I think that was a little bit higher. That was 9,800 because it's a very complex thing.
Yeah.
But they used to do. Look at this. This is cloisonné for 7,500.
Wow.
Here, those are. They call this enamel décalque. So this is a grainy surface after enameling, which I find really cool.
Really nice, yeah.
Yeah.
And the white hand are really good touch.
Yeah. So my favorite piece is one of their piece uniques. And that is what Swiss showed. Just have a look at that Viper.
Wow.
1 second.
Blimey! Wow.
So they're doing incredible dials. Now, somebody may say, Higgins, you and your shitters, we are not all experimental just like you. So I was doing a safe bet, which is slightly above 5,000, which would be the Grand Seiko Shunbun, which is now 7,000. If you criticize me for being too high, I would go with a Grand Seiko 1 second 221. I don't. I can't memorize the letters before. SBGM 221, which is the classic automatic with the blue hand.
Right.
So that is below 5,000, and that would be my.
I like the Shunbun more than that. I'll allow you to have the Shunbun.
Yeah, but the Shunbun is more expensive. But I agree, the Shunbun is such an incredible watch with that bezel-less case and everything.
Yeah. Let's see the Shunbun again.
Oh yeah, 1 second.
Yeah, the dial on the other one is really cool.
Oh, too far.
Yeah, 7,000 euros.
That is Grand Seiko's webpage, not my slow browser, I assure you. So I think that picture is really gorgeous. And the dial is not that pink just like it appears. It only has a little tint of pink under a certain angle. Usually it looks like silver.
Hi, Sweet Jojo. How you doing?
Oh, Sweet Jojo is here. Love you, plastic. Look at those slim batons. That is, I don't like the snowflake because those batons are too big and too chubby, in my opinion. And they made it right here with the Shunbun. Those slim, elegant batons are much better than on the snowflake.
I just wish they didn't put the power reserve on the dial.
Yes, that is the old generation movement. On the newer, they have it on the case back. But then we're talking significantly more money.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is just how much over 5,000 is that?
That is 7,000.
So, right. So that's a lot. Yeah. Yeah. So that wouldn't be allowed. No, you have to stick with the GMT.
Yeah, or the enamel dials.
Yeah, the enamel dials.
The enamel dials I'd go for.
Yeah. That one is really cool.
You're getting some love, Higgy, from Sweet Jojo.
Oh. Love is in the air.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we'll move on to the under $10,000 bracket. And I'll show you my pick, which comes in at 8,000 francs, Swiss francs, or $8,830. And that is the... Where is it now? They've all got messed up.
Yeah, I think going over the price with 10% is okay.
Oh, sorry, Abdul. We're going Abdul first, aren't we?
Perfect. Yeah. So
yeah,
I pre-explained. I think I went like 10% over the price, right? Or 10% over the 10K
Abdul, you can't do that
limit.
Yes, Abdul chose the classic original Senator Panorama dates. Varnished in silver granite dial, surface, fine matte, railroad chapter ring, Roman numerals, black panorama date on ivory colored background, Glasset original manufacturing automatic movement with 100 hours power reserve, silicon balance spring, the caliber 3603, skeletonized rotor with double G symbol and 21 karat oscillation weight, 3/4 plate with striped finish, polished steel parts. Great watch, Abdul. Love it. And so this is £8,900 or $10,988. So just over budget a little bit. That was with the clasp. So you couldn't afford the folding folding fastener.
Yeah, I thought if I bought it new from Glashütte, I guess I'll get more than 10% discount. So I thought, okay, if I go over the price with 10%, it's still okay. But it's just I like dress watches, and I think this one would be, if I'm going to the office every day, I would wear this one every day. If I had to wear one watch, this would be the one. It has the date, very classical look, very elegant, nothing flashy, nothing like said, oh, you're paying me too much or whatever. And just looks so nice, so classy somehow.
It's a really nice choice, man.
Yeah, it's
Really
that
nice
big
choice.
date. I love that big date. It's
Yeah,
gorgeous.
yeah. It's not intrusive on the dial. It doesn't take away from the look of it. It just looks quite nice.
Yeah, lovely.
Yep.
What do you think to this, Jonathan, being a fellow German?
Yeah, nice choice, and I really like this particular watch. I would even prefer this over. I'm not a fan of the Saxonia Slim, unless it has the aventurine dial. There, I draw the line, but I would take this over a Saxonia Slim Standard any day of the week.
Yeah.
And the automatic movement on this one looks also really cool. Looks really, really nice.
Yeah, I'm trying to. But there was an image of the movement. It did show it.
Should be.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't seem to show it. Oh, hold on. Yeah, there. So it's the rotor with the double G. But a lovely watch. Lovely watch. All right. As I say, I'm a huge fan of the big date. Yeah.
And 40 millimeters, that's a great size as well. It's not too big, not too small.
Yeah. Okay, we'll move on to my pick for, as I say, it came in at $8,830. Let's have a look here.
With my choices, I felt like I would get these watches if I had the money now, and I'm looking for watches in this price range. But I think if I had like won a lottery and I have to finish it before the end of the year, I would choose different, let's say, extravagant watches.
Yeah, so I've gone for the Oxen Junior annual calendar, which I really love. You can tell it's.
Talk us through this, Thomas. What's happening here on the dial? This is insane.
We got the date on the main ring.
Yep.
The month on the top ring.
Yep.
And at 12 o'clock, and the weekday on the bottom ring at 6 o'clock.
That's super cool.
Yeah, really, really nice.
And Ludwig Oxlin, is that right, Jonathan?
Yes.
Oxlin designed this intuitive analog display where lots of dots appear in windows on the dial to display the date, weekday, and month of the year. And there's a 2-part case available in grade 5 titanium or 95 sterling silver. And the case is available in 36mm, 39mm, or 42mm. So the 8,000 Swiss francs or $8,830 price tag probably means that I had to get the titanium version in the 36mm case. It's using a ETA 2824 base movement with 38 hours power reserve, and you can choose between sturgeon, leather suede, rubber, or textile strap. And I just love these different time telling and ways, and different funky sort of. I've gone with my picks. I've gone with different sort of funky little things that appear on the dial. I really like them.
By the way, Ludwig Oechslin is also the mastermind behind the Ulysse-Nardin Planetarium and Tellurium. He calculated all those watches out.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. That's an awesome one.
Yeah, it's got superluminova coating in conjunction with the color pigment, and it's hand assembled and regulated in the workshop in La Chaux-de-Fonds, Switzerland. And they say they have huge potential to become classics.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of annual calendars without real like printing on the dial, right?
Yeah,
So
not everyone's kind of things, but Russell's saying he loves Ludwig's pieces, and yeah, I'm a big fan myself, Russell. Yeah. So move on to JCB, and let me just find out what his pick was. Aha, yes.
Let me guess, a chronograph.
It's a beautiful choice, this one.
Yeah, a bit of left field, another left field pick.
It's an independent. That's I'll give you that.
Yeah, I think it's the only independent I picked on this evening's show. But I don't know much about this brand, but there's something about them that I just really like. Sort of the romance, I think.
So it's
about this brand.
It's Australian. This is it comes in at 12,818 Aussie dollars, and this which translates to 8,425 US dollars, and it is the Harbring 2 Felix Doppel 38 Salmon. Now, 3 decades of experience with double chronographs combined with a loving craftsmanship and impressive elegance, the Doppel 38 is a true gem. Neat enough in size to fit under a shirt cuff. Harbring became renowned for their strikingly beautiful salmon dials, and this watch has a 100% in-house Harbring 2 A11R-H1 movement with 48 hours power reserve. Hand wound, 38 meters water resistance, although you're not going to take it near water. Double sealed crown, polished blued steel hands, and monopusher chronograph. And yeah, tell us about this one then. Why I like this one, JCB?
Yeah, so Harbring 2 is a brand that as I said before, I don't really know much about them, but whenever they bring something out, it just always captures me. It always, I feel like they're just doing something different, and they're doing something unique, because as far as I know, it's basically like a husband and wife team who are based in Austria, working out of their little workshop and pumping out just this really, really cool pieces at value. And you're getting a split second. They call it a doppel. You guys will know that over in Europe. We call that just a split second down here in Aussie. And I can't for the life of me think of a split second that you can get for anywhere near that sort of price point. And with this beautiful salmon configuration with the blued hands. I mean, just look at this thing, man. It's just, for that money, absolute banger. Absolute banger. I love it.
You know which watch made them famous and successful?
Felix, was it?
No.
No?
Tell us, Jonathan.
So they started their independence by creating the IWC Doppelchronograph. So they modified that Valjoux 7750 and added that split second function in. So that is their brainchild, and that is where they started to make the fundament for their independence.
So it's a cool size as well. This one, 38.5, I think it is, by it's about 13 mil with the domed crystal. With just the sort of looking at the case, I think it's about 11.5 or something like that. So nice and slim, very nice sort of dressy size watch. You could just wear this sort of just about anywhere. Wear it about the office. You could wear it. You know what I mean? It's quite a versatile piece, but it's got this sporty sort of look about it as well. I just find it's just a very unique piece and something that I really like for that price point.
Yeah, I love Harbring to it. They have a COS chronograph system where you move the chronograph from the crown. You just open the crown, and this one is definitely on my list. It's such a nice watch. Just every time I want to save up for the watch, some other watch comes up and takes takes my funds away. But it's definitely one of the watches I want to get.
Yeah, and if you're not a fan of salmon, you can get this watch in some different configurations as well. There's like a panda sort of config as well. There might be something else like a blue dial as well. So you've got a few options.
Yeah, what do you think to this, Jonathan? Are you a fan?
Apologies, I muted myself. I like it, and I like the modest size as well as the salmon dial. So this for sure is a winner.
Yeah, lovely watch. I really like it, I must say. Okay then, Jonathan, what have you got for us now?
Yeah, I gave it a lot of thought, and I was again liberal with the price, I must confess.
Under $10,000.
Yeah, but I picked something that nobody from you guys would guess that I would pick, with the exception of Russell, who knows me very well. So you can place your guesses if you want.
Oh, under 10,000.
I'm slightly above.
Right. Okay. So it's going to be independent.
Yes.
There's so many options in this price range. It's pretty hard.
Yeah.
Give us a tip, Jonathan. Maybe which country? Swiss? Is it Swiss? Is it German?
If I'm telling you the country, it gives it away. But anyhow, I gave it away almost now. So Thomas, can you pull that up, please?
Yeah, sure.
Wow.
So as you know, it's also from China, or I think they're Swiss made actually. I think they're branded Swiss made because the movement is made in Switzerland by a Chinese AHCI member.
HYT.
Yes. Yes.
Not HYT.
No,
LYH.
Yeah.
LYH. Yeah.
Yes.
Lin Lianghua.
Yeah. He's making the movement here.
Yeah, I met him at the AHCI
booth.
exhibition with Swiss. Yeah.
So this is again our friend Benjamin Chi, who has this Celadon high horology line, and I really like the Peacock, but I never can buy it because it's just too Chinese in my opinion. And Ben knows that. I've been telling him that. But that dial is absolutely gorgeous. 1 second.
I like the Starry Sky that you showed before.
That is what I ordered from him.
Okay, nice.
So, but I like the colors and the structure of this cloisonné dial, with a peacock. It's just incredible and mind-blowing. Mind you, the watches are now at the moment 14,900. They used to be 12,900, which would move them closer to the 10,000 mark. But I was taking the liberty to go a little bit above that mark. So the alternative is the Starry Night, which is here, which is also mind-blowing. But Ben is doing a customized dial just for me. 1 second. So here, this is Starry Night. So Ben showed me a picture here. This is an old Patek Philippe watch with a cloisonné dial,
right?
And the motif is clearly Bora Bora. And the artisan who does those cloisonné dials, he's a grandmaster, and it is the third generation after the generation that worked for the Emperor of China. So this is a big shot, and a very, very highly skilled artisan. And Ben told me he would like to make a Bora Bora themed cloisonné dial, and I can tell him which motif he should make, and he will make a dial for me in cloisonné. So I'm collecting the most amazing, magnificent motifs of Bora Bora. If any of your viewers has a stunning picture of Bora Bora, please send it over to me, and maybe it's going to be incorporated in
I
the
love
dial.
the hands. I love the hands on this.
Yeah, really cool.
The hands with the circles on. Beautiful.
Yeah, very unusual, very unique, very personal. Just have a look at those circular spoked wheels on the movement. 1 second. I have too many tabs open. Have a look at the movement and those circular spoked wheels here.
Yeah.
Beautiful anglage by purpose. Those edges are all rounded, and a very, very high-end movement.
Yeah, if this was, let's say, had a Swiss made right over it, and pure Swiss made, 50K at least, right? It's just
50. I wouldn't say, maybe 35
20,
to 40.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's.
But it's still it is a cloisonné dial by a grandmaster, probably one of the best in the field. Gorgeous movement, fantastic case as well. So this is also an incredible offer that Ben has here. That case design. 1 second, let me open it in a different tab. The case design here reminds you of Chinese bridges over little rivers. So there is a lot of thought into that.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
Great stuff.
Okay.
Fascinating. Yeah, I saw his watches at the AHCI Academy Horology Contemporary Independent, I think it stands for. And he showed me the record player one that he'd done, and he showed me the Wheel of Vinyl, and they showed me another one, and tried one on, and lovely watches. He had an off-center rotor on one of them, and beautiful watches. Yeah, great to see stuff coming out. Nice stuff coming out of China. Okay, we'll move on to the under 30,000K price bracket. So, Abdul, got your pick coming up, and I just get it. Here we go. It's the Parmigiani Fleury Tonda PF GMT Rattrapants. Steel and platinum bezel. A steel case with platinum bezel. Barleycorn guilloche dial. Milano blue in color. Rose gold GMT hand. Skeletonized delta shaped hands. 18 karat gold. and the other hands are rhodium plated, I believe. And yeah, you advance the hour hand with the button on the 8 o'clock position. And that's how you do the GMT function. You got the home time with the gold hand on the dial, and it's a great GMT. I love it. It comes in at 27,000 Swiss francs or $29,790. What inspired you to pick this one then, Abdul?
It was one of my favorite releases, or one of my favorite contestants in the GPHG award, because the adding the retropont complication to the GMT is really cool for me, because when you don't want to have like 3 hands on dial, you just press the retropont, where makes the GMT hand follow the hour hand, so it superimposes under it. So you have a normal 2-hander watch, and then when you're traveling, you can set your home time and then always have it on your wrist. So I just like how simple but really, really cool complication it is, and how this watch just looks really simple, but at the same time it's really complex.
Just going back to the last watch, Russell wants more pics of you sat on the beach, Jonathan. Yeah, it's a gorgeous watch. I mean, I tried on the PF Tonda when it first came out, and I thought it was a smash over watch. I absolutely loved it, and I was totally blown away, but totally smitten with it. And, I was thinking I'd much rather have this than a Rolex, and any day of the week. It was super thin, it was super light, it was quite a glamorous watch, but under the radar as well. It's the bracelet is super comfortable, and yeah, really did like it. And you got confidence that the movement is going to be really good. Yeah, loved it. Any other opinions on the Parmigiani?
I'll just add that I noticed I saw a Parmigiani skeleton during the week. I didn't realize they did a skeleton, and it was really cool. And when I was looking at the pictures, I didn't realize how thin the watch was. Really nice and
really
slim.
thin.
Looks like it's like
about
8 mil or something.
8 or 9 mil, yeah, I think.
Yeah.
8 mil. Yeah.
Yeah, really cool. Nice choice, Abdul. I like it.
Thanks.
Not a fan, Jonathan?
Oh, very much. Beautiful Parmigiani micro rotor movement. Fantastic lux, fantastic construction. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Okay, we'll move on to my pick. And as I said, I'm a big fan of telling time in different ways, So I've gone for a Resonance. The Resonance Type 1.
Oh, nice.
Using the ROCS, which is the Resonance Orbital Convex System, 1 caliber, which is an ETA 2892 base caliber. It's made of 107 parts, including the main and sub discs, and made of grade 5 titanium. It's a crownless, having to be wound from the back, and makes it a left or right-handed watch. Some people say it's a bit awkward being wound from the back. But I really like it. you know, some people say it's a bit awkward, the winding and setting from the crown on the back. But we've got our seconds here. We've got the minutes, the hours, and the days of the week. And
have you seen a Resonance in real life, Thomas?
I'm really gutted that I missed them at Watches and Wonders.
Because you can't capture that in pictures what Resonance is really about.
Yeah, I walked past the booth. It was next to the Lone Ferrier booth and the Gronfeld booth, and I was too busy looking at the Gronfelds and the Lone Ferriers, and I walked straight past the Resonance booth. I'm really gutted that I did, because the friends I was with were smitten by the Resonance booth. They just loved the watches. They said they were some of their favorites that they'd seen, and they're agog with Resonance talk for the whole evening, you know, and they just said they're amazing.
Yeah,
I mean, this comes in at well under the 30K budget. This comes in at $18,544, or 16,800 francs. But yeah, the Type on squared, I really like the design. It's big fan, big fan. Have you seen one yourself, Jonathan?
Yes, I had the fortune to see one, and it's just your mind can't compute what you see, because you have a certain experience how watches look like when they are behind a crystal, and that doesn't happen with a Resonance watch because it's just so different.
Yeah, the oil-filled mechanism, it just gives you such a different look on the dial, right? When you look at it from different sides, it just looks
This is a non-oil-filled one. This is a non-oil-filled one, but the oil-filled ones go up to a lot more money. Yeah.
But I think you should be able to pick the oil-filled for around 30, isn't it?
Yeah, probably
I think so, yeah.
Probably could, yeah. And I think Mason one's saying you'd get a Glacis original sensor Cosmopolites for under 30K, $30,000.
Good choice.
Yeah, I'm just typing here. I can beat this.
So we'll take that down, and JCB's pick now.
I can't remember what I chose. What do you got? This is going to be a surprise for me.
The fifth? Yeah.
We've already spoken about them in
oh, that's right. Paul Newman's. Yeah, okay, that's right. Yeah, no, I got it. Let me guess. It's a chronograph from Rolex.
Yeah, we can't have a show without Rolex. So it's the Rolex, the 18-karat white gold, 40mm Daytona on Oyster Flex.
Yeah, look at this thing.
100-meter water resistant, Cerachrome ceramic bezel with molded tachometric scale, chromolite display and blue luminescence, caliber 4131 bidirectional self-winding rotor, and parachrome hairspring, 72 hours power reserve. Now this comes in at $33,883. Because it's 24.
Oh, it's a bit over, is it?
Well, that's
3K over.
That's because it's £27,050. But I think that Rolex go slightly cheaper than they do in the UK, in America.
Okay, so it's okay. Let's just say it's under 30 then.
Yeah, let's say it's under 30.
Yeah. So they brought this one out, the white gold, and with the black dial this year. This is sort of a new configuration for the Daytona on the Oyster Flex. What's not to love about it? Look at it. What I really love about this, it just really gives me those big red 6263 vibes. You know, the vintage Daytona vibes on this one here. Yeah, just a beautiful piece, white gold Daytona. Yeah, I'd love to have one of these. I really love the new Daytonas, what they've done as well. It's little changes, subtle changes. I just think it's a banger.
I must say I'm not a Daytona fan, but these precious metal ones on Oyster Flex,
you'd have one.
Really, really lovely, really are nice.
Yeah. What's cool about? I mean, the Daytona. What they've done is if they've kept the chronograph really thin as well. It's nice and slim. It's only about 11.9 millimeters. So yeah, it's sort of known for being a slim and very wearable watch. This is thinner than even the previous generation by about 0.5 mil. So they've even made it thinner. Yeah, the current generation of the Daytona, they've slimmed it down even more. Here we've got this particular model. They're calling it a bright black and steel dial with snailed counters. Okay, snailed counters, whatever the hell that means. But I think that means you're getting concentric circles on the subdials. 18 karat white gold applied numerals. So you've got obviously, you know, your screw down pushers, oyster case, strip lock crown, giving you 100 meters water resistance, and what else we got? New movement. They've reduced the parts as well to make it more efficient. So it's down to 314 parts from, I can't remember the number, but they've reduced the number of parts in the movement. You're getting like no, the movement's just the bomb, you know, -2 +2 seconds. So that, what's that, master chronometer spec or whatever Rolex calls it, superlative chronometer,
Yeah,
spec, or whatever bullshit they say. You know, it's obviously got all the goodies, vertical clutch, column, wheel, 47 joules. What else? All the latest Rolex crap. You can read about it on the website. But yeah, I just think this is a really cool chronograph for the money. In that sort of money, you're stepping it up now to precious metal, and this is what I would pick.
Yeah, really nice pick. Really, really nice.
Yeah, I love the Oyster Flex.
I do. I think it makes it so much more of a nicer watch. I mean,
yeah.
Just give me 1 second.
Something about the Oyster Flex really appeals to me. I really like the Oyster Flex. I mean, as I say, I'm not really a fan of the Daytona. I find it too small, too legible, especially on the bracelet.
I'm going to be a wanker again and pull up my favorite picture of my favorite vintage watch, and you can see the resemblance. You can see what they've done, like that. This is the 6263 big red. It's sort of my favorite vintage Daytona watch. And let's go back, Thomas, and look at the white gold. And look at that. This watch, the white gold on the Oyster Flex, is basically the modern interpretation of the 6263 in my opinion. So you sort of, you know, for those of us who cannot afford the, you know, 100K for the vintage, you can go for the Oyster Flex and spend half the money, and you're getting precious metal, you're getting the updated movement, you're getting the modern watch, which is really the sort of the embodiment of this vintage piece. So just for me, like, because I love this watch so much, that's why I love this new white gold watch. I just think it's an absolute banger. Yeah.
So that's Rolex's appearance on the show. And Jonathan, what treats have you got for us?
I have it already in the background. So I was cheating again, of course, because you didn't say that we are talking about new prices. So in the $30,000 region, I would go used. This is probably after the datograph, the most beautiful movement that Lange and Söhne ever did. That was used in the Saxonia line called Saxomat with that 3/4 rotor. Beautiful movement construction, everything fine. Now, which watch should it be in? In my opinion, the annual calendar Saxonia, which you should be able to get on the secondary market for $30,000 to $35,000 US.
How much does he go for brand new?
They don't say. They actually the Saxonia is not available anymore in brand new.
Really?
Only the 1815 now, which is manual, which is not the nice movement, and I think that goes over 60.
This is a beautiful watch. I love it.
Amazing one, yeah.
And in my opinion, this is a sleeper. You know, people are always looking for sleepers or watches that are too cheap on the secondary market. And I think the annual calendar is one of them. The perpetual calendar is another one.
Yeah. So this is an annual calendar.
This is the annual calendar, yeah.
Yeah. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
The perpetual calendar, you have then those sub functions here on this on those sub dials.
Right.
But basically, from the case size and everything, it's the same, just like the perpetual calendar.
I love the big date. It takes away from any branding on the watch.
Not only that, you know,
even though you've got the Lang & Son branding underneath, it takes away from any branding that stands out. You've got the big date there, and it's just so glamorous. And
not only that, an annual calendar or perpetual calendar, this is about the date.
Yeah, absolutely.
In my opinion, it doesn't make sense to hide then the date function in a subdial. And Lange really did it well in having it prominently. That is the information that you need: hour, minute, and the date.
Not glamorous. I used the wrong word there. It's I'm trying to think of the word to use. It's
very elegant as well. It's
elegant. Elegant. Yeah. That's the word. Elegant. Yeah. Yeah. It's really classy.
So Miesen one says that he's gonna pick the rose gold. You can't go wrong with an annual calendar. I'm just trying to get it up. 1 second. Here, that is rose gold.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
Very nice.
But he's saying 1815 annual calendar. I wouldn't do that because the 1815 has the manual movement, and that is not as nice as that movement.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that is what you get from the Saxonia.
Beautiful. Off-centered rotor.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Just have a look at the graining here below the logo.
Wow, yeah.
That, in my opinion, is a masterpiece.
Yeah.
And I have really regrets that they replaced it with the central rotor automatic movement a couple of years ago. And I'm on the record here, being the Lange fanboy that I am. They went cheap with the new movement. The new movement is inferior to that one.
Really?
The new automatic.
Really?
Yep.
Inferior, so stepping backwards.
Yes.
Why would you say it's inferior?
I think, well, it doesn't have that 3/4 rotor. It doesn't have the elaborate finishing, just like that. It just looks like a more rational, more efficient movement in terms of assemblage and finishing.
Yeah, Mason's saying that he likes the aesthetics of the 1815 more.
Yeah, this is you like salty or sweet. So yeah, I understand the visual point, because the 1815 is a little bit easier on the eye. I will give you that, but I'm the movement guy, so I would pick and choose the movement.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
not the visuals.
Great choice, Jonathan.
Yeah, really cool.
Yeah, lovely. So we go to the under $50,000 bracket.
Yeah, I think we can skip that because there is basically only one choice, Thomas.
What's that, a Langer?
No. I'm waiting. I'm waiting what you guys are bringing up.
Right. Okay then. Well, I think that this is a brilliant choice by Abdul, and but it's as usual, it goes over budget.
Oops, sorry.
£49,200, which is $60,748.
Oh, that's.
But this is an absolute banger.
What?
This is the JLC Duometra Quantium Lumiere, 42 millimeters, pink gold. The jumping stop second system has accuracy of up to a sixth of a second when setting the timepiece. The calendar displays the day, date, month, and age of the moon. And the watch has JLC's dual ring concept, which lies at the heart of the Duometra's identity, which is used for precision timing performances for a watch with complications. The two separate barrels supply energy to the two separate hour, minute, and moon phase mechanisms, and 374 components, manual winding, 50 hours power reserve, caliber 381 movement, 50 meters water resistance with an alligator strap, and just bring that up a bit bigger. Yeah, absolutely beautiful. And we can see that movement of the back with the double barrels.
Yeah, I thought if you're buying this watch, even you would get a little bit of discount also from GLC. So I calculated this in the beforehand. But yeah, if I had to choose one watch from GLC without looking at the price, this would be the really complex yet so elegant, so fine watchmaking, and just mesmerizing when you look at it and you see the 1 of 6 seconds movement.
It's pretty up there, isn't it? This watch, it's pretty up there. That's the only thing I have to add. Sorry.
Yeah, and you get a little bit of opening on the dial where you can see a little bit of movement from the movement side. But at the same time, I'm not a big fan of cutouts from the dial, but somehow this one just looks nice. Just feels like a smiling face on the dial.
So if you service this, are you paying the double price for the servicing because it's basically 2 movements?
I would guess so. I would definitely think that GLC would taking a lot of money for service of this one.
I think it's stunning. I mean, I saw a Duometra at the London Watch Show back in March last year when Archie was there, and I couldn't stop looking at it. It was gorgeous. Watching that sixth of a second hand spin round, and it was just, it was absolutely stunning. Yeah. Are you a fan, JCB?
Oh yeah, what's not to love, man? Yeah, I love it. I love these really complex pieces. The Duometra from JLC has always been a real, sort of grail watch for me. I really like JLC. I think they don't get enough love, to be honest. They've got some amazing pieces, and this is one of them. 100%. I think it's a great choice.
What about yourself, Jonathan?
Good choice, but there is only one.
We'll find out.
We'll find out.
We'll find out. Okay, so that's Abdul's pick. And we'll go on to my pick. And as I said, I've been
there is only one.
Following a theme of interesting ways of telling the time. So I've gone with the Constantine Shaken Joker 5. This watch was made in 2022 to
Cool.
celebrate the 5th anniversary of Konstantin Chaikin's Joker watch. Uses a caliber K09-0 automatic winding movement with 50 hours power reserve. The base movement is a modified Swiss-made Washer VMF 3002 Joker indication module produced by Konstantin Chaikin manufacturer, which is skeletonized. The time indication has discs for the hours in the left eye and the minutes in the right eye, and the usual Joker moon phase indicator in the mouth has been swapped for a retrograde day of the week indicator. The case is 40 millimeters and 13.68 millimeters thick, with a high domed sapphire crystal that has anti-reflective coating. There's also a guilloche decoration on the nose, and limited to 48 pieces. The strap also has the Joker's, the Joker character's bow tie design on it, made from high quality leather. And the case is stainless steel with an exhibition case back. Now this is 38,500 Swiss francs, which comes in at $42,495. And I just love it. I mean, I saw this one at the AHCI show in Geneva, along with at the same time as Watches and Wonders, and when I met Konstantin Chaikin, and it was brilliant. I thought it was a masterpiece. Yeah, I absolutely loved it, and it was a GPHG nominee. Yeah.
Yeah, love it, man.
Yeah,
So
really
good.
cool.
Yeah.
You know,
Nice choice.
this particular watch is just an example how diverse of a choice you have when you're buying watches. I mean, if this watch wouldn't exist, there is a guy showing up and creating a watch with a clown face, you would tell him he's totally nuts and he's never going to be able to buy to sell one of those. But he does, and he has a great number of fans, and that is all what is about independent watchmaking. And I so love that he finds lovers for this particular watch. I personally would never ever buy this watch, but I'm happy for him, and I'm happy for other people who have a soft spot for it.
Yeah. Really interesting watch. I mean, lovely to hold in the hand and look at, and just
it's so different. Yeah,
it's. I mean, going back to the last show we did, it's more skeletonized as well. It's than his normal watches. His normal watches have more of a style on, more of a face to them, but this is more of a skeletonized face. It's but really nice. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think of Chaikin generally, Thomas? Like, the Rismon series, the Joker and the Night Joker and all that sort of stuff. Like,
yeah.
What are your thoughts on it generally?
I don't like all of his Jokers, but I like a lot of them. I didn't like the Night Joker that much, but I love the other Jokers. I thought his Louis Erard collaboration was a bit funny. The one-eyed Joker, the one that was a bit scary to look at, a bit too scary to look at. I find these a bit scary to look at. I found that was a lot more scary to look at, the Louis Erard collaboration. But he's done a lot of collaborations. The Barons, the Sven Anderson, he's collaborated a lot, and I think that's really good to see independent watchmakers collaborating with each other. And
And he's a super nice guy. The interview that has been made by Tim and by OC showed that he's a really cool and relaxed guy.
Yeah, he's really cool, really laid back. He's really cool and it's really nice and open to chat to and just relaxed. And he's a really cool guy. Yeah. Okay, so that's my pick, and we'll move on to. Can you guess what it's going to be? It's a chronograph. And what sort of chronograph? It's got to be an expensive chronograph. It's got to be bigger and more glamorous than the Daytona.
My guess is a Vacheron chronograph.
It is.
No Vacheron.
41mm Royal Oak chronograph in 18-karat pink gold. The black grand tapestry dial is matched up with the black alligator strap. It has a caliber 4401 self-winding with a 70 hours power reserve and the flyback chronograph, hours, minutes, and small seconds and date of 4:30. So
flyback, baby, flyback.
Yeah, about this one, JCB.
So moving up, I've always loved the AP, the Royal Oak chronograph. I just think it's a really cool piece. And then we're stepping it up from the white gold Daytona. Now we're stepping up into the AP rose gold. So yeah, something that not many punters appreciate is that when AP dropped the 50th anniversary Royal Oaks, they they changed the chronograph movement to a flyback across the board, which is sort of pretty cool, I think. And they haven't really advertised it too much or marketed it too much. It's sort of one of those things that if you know sort of thing. So I think that's sort of kind of cool. And just look at this thing here, the rose gold on the black leather. I just think it's just a really, really cool piece, man. Just love it. Just a great piece, man. What can I say? 70-hour power reserve. Flyback chronograph, as I said before. We got the pink gold case, tapestry dial, and just a great watch. 41 mil. It's not super thick, not super thin. It's just right. 12.4 mil thinness or thickness, whatever you want to call it. Water resistance is sort of 50 meters, which okay for a sports watch it should be. Maybe 100 would have been better, but hey, you're not going to be going diving or anything with this thing. It's not an offshore. It's just a regular watch. You're not going to swim with it either, I guess, with the leather. But hey, who gives a shit? You got a Royal Oak gold watch on your wrist.
Yeah.
You're chilling you're at the cocktail lounge. You're chilling. You're talking to some girls or whatever you're doing and having some fun. So
I couldn't find the price for this, and I've been looking and used £75,000 used these. So that goes.
Let me keep talking. I'll try and see what I had for the.
I don't know whether I don't know whether you could get one for $50,000. Could you?
Yeah, that's 50. Yeah,
I think it's a little bit over.
I put it in there, so I reckon it's got to be. I wouldn't have put it in unless it was there. I mean, that's the list price.
Yeah.
So it must be around that.
So it's a beautiful watch, but I would be unhappy with it after 1 week. Because a rose gold bezel, this Royal Oak bezel in rose gold, I would scratch it and it would bother me for the rest of my life. As lovely as it is, it would bother me and it would make me unhappy. You must be really cool to wear this watch and just don't give a flying F about what happens with the bezel.
Yep.
Yeah, I think with the polish and everything and the softness of the gold, you definitely scratch it.
Yeah, well, I wasn't really thinking about the fucking wearing part. Okay.
Well, you can't have a gold.
Who wears a watch?
I think if you're spending if you're spending $50,000, you gotta have a gold piece in the collection, haven't you?
Yeah.
You gotta have a bit of bling. You gotta have a bit of bling there if you're spending a lot of money. I mean,
yeah. And as I said before, I'm keeping it all chronographs, and so I thought, we've got to throw an AP chrono in, especially with they've got the flyback chrono in for the new 50th anniversary pieces. Let's do it. Let's throw in an AP, and why not go with this? There's something about rose gold and black, that just works so well. Especially with me, I've got darker skin, so I would just wear this and love it. I reckon it would be just a great piece for someone like me with a darker skin. So yeah, that was my choice.
Yeah, it makes one think that emphasized rose gold AP is good. So, but he's saying that his pick. Are we over 50k yet? And
not yet.
Not quite yet. But he's saying he'd aim for an Sun double split, 404.082 rose gold white dial. Very nice. Or a Richard Langer Paula Murray white rose gold white enamel dial.
Yeah, that's
chain and fusee movement.
I don't think it's a white enamel dial. As far as
beautiful.
I know. I think the dial is a normal dial, but not enamel.
Come on, guys, look at that watch. Tell me you wouldn't love that watch. Come on, what's not to fucking love about that thing? Come on, Thomas, you would wear it. Come on, I know you would.
I'd like a steel. I'd go for a steel chronograph. I'd go for steel roller chronograph over this. I think I'd go for. Even though I don't like the Daytona, I'd probably go for rose gold Daytona on Flex.
Thomas, this watch on your wrist, and then you wearing that Union Jack suit that you wore for the coronation. That would be cool.
The coronation, I was live streaming. Okay then, Jonathan, here's with it.
Well, like I said, all solid choices, but there can only be one.
Only dress watches.
There can only be one. Can you pull it up?
Simon Brett.
Wow.
So this watch was introduced a couple of weeks ago. It took the press by storm, and not because he put out an excellent marketing campaign or he timed it correctly or whatever. The watch is just outstanding. It's absolutely gorgeous, and everybody who loves a little bit about watches must love that. It's slightly above 50,000 officially. I'm not sure how long the wait list is. I'm still waiting for his reply, but Benjamin Chi is trying to put a word in for me because I must get this watch.
Wow,
so cool.
His shtick is that I still don't understand how that engraving of this gold dial works. I think his engraver is basically using a very sharp tool and cuts inside of the gold and then bends it up or something like that. That is how it looks. Look at those screws that are all concave. The screw heads are concave, which are very difficult to make. There are internal angle everywhere. It is just such a cool watch. I can't believe that we're living in a time where those watches, those kind of watches are. Oh, 1 second. Did you hear the sound, or is it only me? So have a look at that engraving of the dial. The concave screws. This watch is far too cheap. This is a over $100,000 watch. This is not a $50,000 watch. So grab one while you can.
What makes you say that, Jonathan? What makes you say it's a?
It is just the decoration. It is the craftsmanship. It is everything that just tells me this is too cheap. This watch.
Right.
Have a look at that balance wheel bridge. How beautifully that is. You can see the wolf teething here on the gears that connect the mainspring barrels. So there are so many details, so many crazy things that he did. And the guy, he worked as a project manager for Max Büsser, so he knows exactly what he's doing. Right. And it's just amazing.
Yeah,
it looks really cool. It looks like an early Akriva.
Yes,
the AK06, right?
Yeah.
I think we've got Russell having a jibe at you.
Again, yes.
Black polished. There's a lot of talk of black polishing on the.
Yeah, Tanzil and I were still bitching and fighting over black polished screw heads. This certainly is not one, because those are concave, and by definition, a black polished screw head must be flat.
Flat, right? Yeah. It still looks amazing, and this gold part just gives pop out from the dial. It looks so different.
I hope. I'm pretty sure this is gonna get nominated by the GPHG. So my time will come in November to see this watch in real life, and I'm really looking forward to that. In my opinion, they must give him a prize for this watch. There is no way that this watch is not a winner in one of the categories. In my opinion, that is the watch of 2023.
It's stunning to look at, isn't it? Yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah. Quite hard to tell the time when the hands go over the movement on the left-hand side at 9 o'clock, though, I find.
Yes, but for example, that circle here of the hour hand matches exactly with the center of the circle of the second hand.
Yeah.
So if it shows,
I didn't even notice there's a second hand there.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah.
So and Ross is also on the order list of one. He's more ahead, but I'm trying to overtake him with my with my contact with Benjamin Chi. So
good luck to you, Jonathan. Yeah. And Russell. Yeah, hope you both.
No good luck to Russell. He was trolling me all time long here. So.
Hope you both managed to secure them. Yeah.
And by the way, Russell earlier commented, and that was a joke between Benjamin Chi and myself, when he told me you can pick and choose a motive of that Bora Bora dial. I told him I want a Higgins in a hang mat, and he actually he was quite open to do that, because he likes those little in jokes. But then on the other hand, such an enamel dial is quite some serious thing, so you're not fooling around with those little jokes, in my opinion.
Yeah. Lovely. Right, we'll move on to Abdul's final pick of an unlimited value watch. Pure fantasy pick, but a beautiful one at that. And from a brand close to Jonathan's heart.
I have to correct myself. When Miesen is talking about the Richard Lange pour le Mérite, the three-hander, I think that is enamel dial. So, yeah.
Right. So this is $467,000 when introduced in 2015. Price on request at the moment, and apparently $300,000 now on Langopedia. I read that on Langopedia. But this is the Zeitwerk mini repeater in platinum.
Boom.
That's beautiful. Look at that. The first mechanical wristwatch with a jumping numerals display and a decimal mini repeater. The platinum version features a rhodium-colored dial crafted from solid silver, 44.2 millimeters and 14.1 thick. Manually wound, 36 hours power reserve, chiming mechanism, constant force escapement, power reserve indicator. They're using the L043.5 caliber, 771 parts, 950 platinum case, alligator leather strap, 30 meters water resistant, manufactured in Glasgow, Germany, and it's a beast on the wrist, this I would imagine, at 44.2 millimeters. I know that Russell's got a Zywork, but I don't think it's a mini repeater version, is it, Russell? But what a choice, Abdul. Beautiful.
Yeah, the Zywork is my grail watch, and I thought, okay, if I don't have any limit for budget, then I'll just go for the fully loaded the platinum with the decimal minute repeater, and it just talks to me. If I have this on my wrist, I tried it on, not this one. I tried the normal one and boutique ones, and it just felt so empowering. I just felt, wow, this watch looks so nice and so different, and at the same time so classical. I just love it. I love this watch.
Yeah, amazing. Really.
Does this come in some different variations as well, Abdul, like different colors and stuff like that, or is it just?
I think so. I think there is a couple of. There is the decimal minute repeater, the minute repeater. There is, I think, an hour repeater. I'm not sure, but I saw a couple of color schemes with the different metals. But I really like this let's say platinum look with really plain, not plain, but somehow same color scheme. You know, like it's.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a stunner. Absolute stunner, Abdul. I just wish I could have. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was saying the white gold.
Yeah, it's a blue one.
Yeah.
It's 30.
Yeah, I thought it was a blue one.
Yeah, the blue one is limited 30. This one's a silver dial.
And there is the lumen one, the one that's lumed. That's also amazing.
You're not a fan of this, are you, Jonathan?
Not really, not super much. I appreciate, of course, the craftsmanship and everything that is around, but I'm not the biggest fan of Zywerk.
And here we go with Messin again. He's unlimited, and I can't pick the entire airline catalog. The Datagov Petrol Turbine White Gold Salmon Dial.
Yeah, that's a home run. Yeah.
Very nice choice, mate.
Yep.
Okay, on to my last pick. And as I said, I've been going with different ways of telling the time. Just because if you've got a lot of money, well then, you're used to telling time a lot of ways. So you either go for nice ways of telling the time or funny ways of telling the time, and I'd go for quirky ways of telling the time, and I've gone for the Urwerk UR220 in rose gold, the last watch in Urwerk's UR220 range, released in 2022. Unlike the normal carbon versions of the UR220, this case came in rose gold, paired with a white rubber strap with a Velcro fastening, which isn't going but to really justifying the price tag. The top corners of the dial have the 2 power reserves indicators, plus there's an oil change indicator on the back of the watch. The green colored indicator here is indicates when the mainspring has been wound to its maximum level, and the red one at the top there indicates the amount of fuel or oil left in the tank. Yeah, satellite time-telling cubes have white supernova that glows blue in the dark, and is powered by the caliber UR 7.20 with a top display module developed by Worth, and the manually wound movement has a power reserve of 48 hours. Only 10 pieces made a year, and a price of 149,000 Swiss francs, excluding tax, or that's $167,464. So that would be my pick. So yeah,
beautiful pick, and I love that big crystal and that huge display where you can see all the features and technology. So beautiful watch.
Yeah, a lot going on.
Are you generally a fan of her work, Tom, or is it just this particular one? Because I think you've pulled up you like her. I think you've pulled up a few in the past, yeah.
Yeah, I am a fan of her work. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
yeah.
They make amazing watches.
It's great to see Jonathan explaining a lot about them on Archie's show on the other Sunday, and that was a really good show. I thought if people haven't seen that, definitely go skip back to that. And
actually, there is a fantastic article on Monochrome that gives a retro perspective of the last 25 years of Uhrwerk, and it is incredibly deep. And I'm trying to discuss that tonight together with Swift, if he's making it. Otherwise, I'm alone and need desperately guests.
Yeah, honestly, people check out the Swiss and John show tonight, and I'll try and get a link for that. Yeah. So we'll move on, and we're going to JCB's pick. And that is the Patek, and it's, you guessed it, a chronograph. It's the 5370p 011 split second chronograph. Now the 5370p 001 with the black Grand Fur enamel dial came out in 2015 and was a hit with fans of the brand. And now discontinued, it's been replaced with the blue Grand Fur enamel dial 5370p 011. And this watch is practically identical apart from the dial color, featuring a 41mm platinum case with the Breguet numerals and the same CHR 29-535 PS in-house movement. It's 41mm, 13.56 thick, manually wound, 65 hours power reserve, column wheel movement and horizontal clutch with the split seconds chronograph is one of the most sophisticated complications, and it can record 2 elapsed times of up to a minute for simultaneous moving objects or consecutive lap times. And it's absolute banger, this.
Actually, I know someone who owns one, and he prefers to wear his Canto from Christopher Ward. That tells you a lot about how good that watch is.
So tell us a bit more about this one, JC.
Well, okay, so obviously, I'm a big chronograph fan, and I think at the start of the show, I was talking about the 5970p, which is a chronograph with perpetual calendar. So that would have been sort of my ultimate pick. I really love the 5970p, but if we're going for just pure chronograph, 5370p, this is nothing to sneeze at as well. This is right up there at the top of the tree in Patek, in Patek land, if you like. Not the most, not the most complicated. It's not like one of those celestial star moon things, or fucking Henry Graves minute repeater or whatever. But one of the only Pateks to have the Grand Foy, Grand Fur, or however you say it, enamel dial with the split seconds chronograph. Very, very limited production numbers. I think they only make about a dozen of these things every year. Only made on request. You only get it if you get approval from the bloody Sterns or whatever. So super rare piece, very low production. So I think people look at this watch and they think, yeah, it's just whatever, it's a Patek chronograph, but no, this is a really, really special watch. It's yeah, just a fantastic piece. I love it. And as you mentioned, Thomas, it's a 65-hour reserve, manual wind, split seconds chronograph. It's got all the cool stuff. There's black polish everywhere on the thing, mirrored anglage everywhere. It's just one of the great watches from Patek, I think. And what I really like about it as well is that it's a stealthy watch. It's very unassuming. It doesn't look like it's not like we looked at like the MB&F, for example, last week, the sequential Evo, which just looks crazy. But this is a very understated, elegant piece. It's very stealth wealth. It's very under the radar. Those who know, they know, and and that's it. But it's still a very beautiful piece. And a grail, very much a grail watch for people who are fans of the Patek brand.
Yeah, and this is where the finishing is where Patek should be with all their watches. So with this model, it starts to have a higher degree of hand finishing, just like Russ said. This is a double assembly or even more. They have here the finishing is on par with Patek's name, and it's just sad to see that on the more cheaper model they are not. Thomas, can you pull up the view from the side, because I'm on the record of being a big datograph fan, but I must say the elegance of this 96 case, those lugs, the smoothness, that elegance is unsurpassed. And this is where Patek really shines. There is a side view. If you go down a little bit more, Thomas, on that side menu, go left side. Go a little bit more down.
Well, let me scroll down. I have to go through the
picture.
Yeah,
you can also wait. Yeah, more. Here we go.
There.
Here you can see the side profile.
Yeah.
How elaborate those lugs
Amazing
are.
Watch.
And that is where Patek really shines.
Yep. It's sculpted, it's brushed, it's polished. You've
concave
got
bezel as well.
Yep. It's just it's a real masterpiece, I think. And
have a look at those lugs.
Yeah, wow. I love this watch. Super expensive. I think you're looking at about 300, 350. Something like that. I think is the number
232,000 Swiss francs, or 255,170 dollars.
$255 US. Yeah, that's it's a lot of money, and I think I've heard criticisms from people saying, "Oh, why does it cost that much money? Like, why are you paying that much for a watch that just looks like that?" But when you dig deeper into the layers, and okay, look, probably it's not even worth that much. I get it, but there's just still a lot to be said for this watch, I think, given
no, the critics are
how
right.
good it is.
This is a watch for posers and people who don't know, just like Russ. Because he owns one.
We know Russell owns one. Very, very, very lucky to have one. I will probably prefer the one Russell has with the black dial as well. That's a beautiful one.
Look at that movement, though. Just look at that.
Yeah.
I like the blue dial. I really like the blue dial, and then they put some lume on the hands, and it looks really, really nice.
You know how Russ beefed his Patek up? He has a Jean Rousseau strap with, I think it has a platinum weave.
Oh.
So platinum stitching.
Well, Thomas, you might remember, Thomas, the first time I was actually on Watch Talk with the Punters. I was talking about watches that I really loved in 2020, and this is one of the watches that was on my list. So this with this 6301 Patek as well, which shares a very similar case to this one. I think so. Patek brought out the 6301 back then, which is like a triple chiming type of watch, very, very super complicated piece, and it's sort of like a sister watch to the 5370. Shares a similar case, very, very similar case, full platinum with a concave bezel. So yeah, have a look at that one as well if you're into this sort of stuff.
So JCB, can you elaborate about the email function that this watch also includes?
Oh yes, so the top button, the buttons forward email and reply to email is the bottom one.
Can you show the dial again, Thomas? Because it refers to the email function.
The email function. Yeah, I think
there is a close-up.
Obviously,
of the dial.
So from
further.
Maybe
here.
Yeah,
there we
Here's
go.
The email function.
Email.
At 6 o'clock, you can send the email.
Yeah. From what I've read and up about this stuff, so that this Grand Foy, or however you say it, how do you say it, Thomas? Grand Four. It's really hard to do. So you got to grind up little sort of silica crystals to like a talcum powder fine consistency. You apply it to a metal base, and then you bake it in an oven, and then you repeat that process until you get the gloss and the depth and the color that you want in the dial.
Yeah, and make sure you don't have bubbles or
Yep. Yep. And a lot of things can fuck up along the way to get to that point. But also after that, once you start doing things like applying the Breguet numerals and those sorts of things, and actually fitting it into the case, and shaping it and so on, that can crack the whole dial. So you get a lot of errors, and you get a lot of what's the word? You get a lot of fuck ups basically throughout the process to get to these dials. So that's another reason why these things cost so much money, is because of the process. Getting these dials correct is quite labor intensive and subject to a lot of errors.
Yeah, beautiful
choice.
Beautiful choice. So, are you gonna surprise us with something to top this, Jonathan?
I try to. Yes, it's tough, but I would say it's possible, and I hope that Russell approves. Otherwise, I'm getting angry emails. But I think we've been talking about it before. So I had a plan B. Maybe you can pull up the image that I have, and it wouldn't come to us as a surprise for everyone who knows me. I'm a
the
big
handmade
fan of
one.
The Global Force handmade one.
Yeah.
Tourbillon watch, handmade to the highest degree possible. 6,000 watchmaker hours. Just mind blowing how that watch is being done.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But as a plan B, because I don't want to bore you guys, I've picked something else, and this is a vintage one. I have another love, which is a Rolex, vintage Rolex watch with a cloisonné dial, with a combination of transparent and translucent enamel, and I absolutely love that layering that you can see on this dial. And this is the Rolex reference. 1 second, let me check. 6283. And you can zoom in. at the dial to see that layering, for example, where the Rolex logo is, that is translucent, and this is transparent. Then, so it plays with three-dimensionality. There is a big article on A Collected Man about enameling dials, and they give an explanation why today's enamelists cannot achieve those colors that you've seen in the 1930s, 1920s. And it's basically a question of work or safety hazards. Those old enamels had very poisonous elements inside, and when you bake them in an oven, then there is a fog of very dangerous vapors that are emerging, and no enamelist wants to confront themselves with those vapors. So today it's not possible to use those elements anymore for enameling, unfortunately. But that is just gorgeous, and I would love to own one of those.
Wow!
So
amazing.
I apologize for being a Rolex fanboy when we are having this discussion, but that is such a beautiful watch.
That's stunning, isn't it? What year is this from?
I've been searching Philippe's archives, and there are 2 or 3. So that has been 2017. This one reached 567,000. So that is the ballpark, between 500 and 800,000. Those Rolex 6284s reach.
Wow.
No, what vintage is this?
Yeah, I think that is 1930s, if I know that correctly.
Really?
Wow.
Wow.
1 second, what does it say?
Fascinating.
They even indicate, by the way, that the dial is made by a company called Stern Frère, and the artisan was Marguerite Koch. And let me check what year. No, they're not saying it. 1950s, they say.
1950s, yeah. Okay.
And if you nail me down to a modern watch, this would be my choice. And that would be also a Patek Philippe, not a Lange, 5531G. Just presented at Watches and Wonders.
Wow. Of Lake Geneva.
Yes, World Timer, Minute Cloisonné dial.
And the case looks really cool. Really, really nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, it's a minute repeater as well. Wow, yeah. Beautiful.
Micro rotor.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great choices, Jonathan.
Here, have a look at the pierced out lux here.
Yeah. Skeleton
the ship on Lake Geneva. Everybody who has been in Geneva knows those passenger ships that are crossing the Lake Geneva, and they start and stop in the middle of the city virtually. It's just a beautiful watch.
Yeah. Great pick, Jonathan.
Yeah, Jay Gray Sweater is in the house, and he said the Lux look like dust magnets. Well, Jay Gray Sweater, if you really have a problem with that, just shower more often, I would say.
Yeah, well, thank you for watching, everyone. Hope we haven't bored you with our choices, and hope you enjoyed the show. I'll just drop the link for Jonathan's show tonight. Is the Swiss and John show?
Thank you very much.
They're going to be exploring, just let me check. You're going to be exploring, it's all about the passion and Handwerkkunst. So, yeah, it's I'm sure it'll be a brilliant show tonight.
Yeah, I'm trying to cover Handwerkskunst too, Handwerkkunst, watches from Lange & Söhne. And I also try to look back at 25 years of Uhrwerk.
Brilliant stuff. So yeah, that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed our roundup today, and thanks to J2B, thanks to Abdul, thanks to Jonathan.
Thank you, Tom.
And we're going to be taking 3 weeks off. So we'll see you in 3 weeks. Not 2 weeks. We'll see you in 3 weeks' time. And if you enjoyed the show, please give us a thumbs up. That'd be much appreciated. And if you're not already subscribed, it's an invitation to subscribe. And all I can say is thank you very much for watching. And hope you enjoyed it. And, anything else up, guys?
No, thanks everyone. And yeah, see you in the next one.
Yeah. Take care.
See you guys.
See you next time.
Bye.
See you next time, guys.